What's up guys, this is Rise and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showcasing this team that I was using of Lapras, Gyarados, and Giratina. And this team I got the inspiration from Homeslice Henry, a fellow content creator here on YouTube. So I highly encourage you guys to go check out his channel. I had the chance to hang out with Henry for briefly during GoFest this past year in Chicago. Super cool dude, has a really fun personality, and it was fun hanging with him. So make sure you guys go check out his channel. He came up with this team and he posted on Twitter that he was running into some success, and it's a non-XL team as well. It's relatively attainable. It's not like Giratina has been in raids multiple times. Lapras and Gyarados I think are relatively attainable. You don't need to XL the Lapras, so I always like to showcase non-XL teams in Ultra when I can. I saw Henry's post on Twitter about this team. I'm like, that sounds like a fun team. And I'm like, all right, let's run it. And I ran it to a lot of success, which you'll see in this video. But if you do run this team, Melmetal lead is very difficult to beat. So the best way I found to approach a Melmetal lead is I just sack my Lapras, and I will eventually farm this thing down with... Or not. I'm not going to sack my Lapras. I guess. I'm going to switch. The Togekiss sneaks in a charm. I think I should sack my Lapras, because I think I get to 2 Surfs. I think I definitely get to 2 Surfs there. But, oh, you know what? The reason I didn't sack my Lapras is because I'm like, if I do that, how the heck do I beat a Togekiss? So... Melmetal in back, or Melmetal lead, Charmer in back is pretty difficult to beat with this team. So this first game, you're going to see a pretty hard counter type situation. But you're also going to see in this video a lot of really nice and like favorable alignment for this team. And I have both these Surfs, so this game is not over yet. Like if there's a Swampert in back, we could still have a chance here. I get off both of my Surfs. And unfortunately, this Rock Slide's going to do quite a bit coming in now. And my opponent, they have a Giratina in back. So that's a top left. So not the best start, but we continue on. And we get a better lead here. Lapras into Sylveon. This is Jay's fan. He's a terrific Canadian battler. So I like to bait the Skull Bash. And most people run Ice Beam in Open Ultra. I think Homeslice Henry also runs Ice Beam. And I think he leads Gyarados. So I just modified the team slightly of his. But I like to run Skull Bash even in Open Ultra. Ice Beam is nice for Giratinas, of course. But Skull Bash for like the mirror match and for situations where like shields are down and you can hit things for heavy neutral damage and also buff your attack. I kind of like having that Skull Bash nuke. This is a questionable decision by me staying in here and allowing this Empoleon to farm down. I didn't want to potentially switch lock myself if I needed to align something on something, but I think allowing that farm was probably a bad play. I guess we'll see based off what ends up being there and back. I'm gonna get to a Shadow Sneak here. If you're running Dragon Breath, I think Shadow Sneak is the way to go. If you're running Shadow Claw, you could make the argument that Ancient Power is kind of nice, because Ancient Power and Shadow Claw, you can actually like beat Togekiss sometimes, which is kind of funny. I think you can beat Togekiss on the Zero Shield. Maybe I'm crazy, but maybe not, if that's true. I'm going to go for the Dragon Breath down. I'm going to try and get off a move, and it's a Swampert, so we're good. We're good here. It ended up not really mattering if we had stayed in with the Lapras against the Empoleon, or if we had switched out. We're going to be good either way. One other Pokemon that would be tough for this team to deal with is a Galvantula lead. But for a Galvantula lead, I did see 1 or 2, and I just stay in. And I can actually get a shield, because Lapras can tank a discharge. So I can get a shield, and if they get greedy and try to, like, farm me down, I'm going to get to a second surf. Here, we saw the Muck Acid Spray. I chip and dip. I don't want to stay in after I had been debuffed, because those poison jabs would do a lot. Get off an Aqua Tail here. It's nice that we lure out the Charmer with Gyarados, so that way Giratina isn't seeing this. I am a little bit worried, though, that there's going to be a second Charmer. Because Poison Jab, Charm, this person, it seems like they're running just a fast move-oriented team. And if that's the case, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Because Giratina does not like Charm. What's going to come in? Nope, it's a Giratina. So I'm going to bank 2 Surfs, and I'm going to switch. And I'm most likely not going to bother shielding my Giratina. We'll see. But I want to preserve those shields for a potential Dark Pulse from the Muck. So I get the first shield, really nice. You see the Dragon Breath damage, very oppressive. I decide I'm not going to shield because I know I can still get to another Dragon Claw. So he actually is forced to throw, and I'm like, okay, do I shield? And I do decide to shield to get this off because my charge moves from Lapras are not threatening of his Giratina. So I switch. I've got a lot of energy here. I'm just going to go back-to-back Surfs right away. Get the shield. Will this Surf be enough? I'm not sure. It's going to be close. Not quite. Muck tanks it really well. Move comes through. I don't think a Dark Pulse quite KOs me either. Dark Pulse. Not quite. And, oh no. 1 Dragon Breath. So he didn't take a Poison Jab there. And the Dragon Breath damage does slightly more than the Shadow Claw damage. And we squeak by with a low HP win. What a game that was. Oh my gosh. What a game to... I think that was the Jays fan game. Alright, Registeel lead. So Registeel, pretty bad lead. But we swapped our Gyarados and they swapped to Cress. And this is a winnable matchup for us for sure. So I'm going to do what I can to take switch here. I got the defense fell, which is really nice. I'm going to shield this first one. People don't usually bait with like Grass Knot here on the first move. I'm going to go for the Crunch because if he might try and... it would be pretty bad if he let it go. It was an Aqua Tail and I have to go down like another shield. I shield and it's a dang Future Sight. I'm going to try and farm down. Unfortunately, he gets to a move with 1 HP. Maybe that's like 2 HP. Lands the Moonblast, so would have been nice to just throw the Aqua Tail there, but we got Switch, which is good. In comes Registeel. And I'm thinking there's probably a Swampert in back at this point. If he comes in with Registeel here. So I'm going to aggressively swap into my Giratina. And that way I'm preserving some health on my Gyarados. And we were correct. It is a Swampert. It's a Shadow Swampert. And I'm already thinking at this point, the lock-ons aren't threatening to my Pokemon in back. It's the charge move. So I'm going to try and farm this all the way down with Lapras and have a bunch of energy to threaten Registeel. Like this is a situation where I've already kind of figured out my win con with a lot of time to go. Not sure why he Hydro Cannon there. Oh, he was afraid. Okay, I see. He was afraid I was going to throw the Surf to get the shield, so he just threw the Hydro Cannon while he had it. And because he did that, that's a mistake. That allowed me to farm all the way down, pretty much. So I get off both Surfs. I combo play here. Switch to Gary, get off the Aqua Tail. And I have that residual energy on Lapras, right? And my opponent, they can't lock on me down. Registeel, as good as it is, it doesn't have any fast move pressure. So he has to throw energy. Registeel can't double up. And I just paused for a split second on that Surf in case he tried to catch. And the Swampert didn't have a move loaded, so that's a GG. So that was a pretty nice game, overcoming a bad lead because they didn't have a solid answer for our Gyarados safe swap. So very nice. Lapras Umbreon. So not a great matchup, but honestly, I'd say this is a positive lead because our back two Pokemon are avoiding this, and neither Gyarados nor Giratina wants to see this. Gyarados just kind of gets outbulked by Umbreon, and obviously Giratina gets like really hard countered by it because the snarls and the foul plays are super spammy. We land the Skull Bash, which is nice. Now these foul plays are going to be doing even less. Look at that. Doesn't do much. If you do have enough resources for an XL Lapras, could be worth it. You're just going to be one of the bulkiest Pokemon in the Ultra League. We're not thinking any fast moves this game, which is unfortunate, but it happens. I double up on Surf here, and I figured this was the safest play, rather than all that Skull Bash energy going to waste in case he shielded, so that's why I did that. Now I'm going to get off this as well. And because of that defense debuff, he can't even snarl us down, so he's forced to throw a foul play here. So we're not able to win lead, but we're able to get a shield advantage, which is nice. What's going to come in? It's a Charmer, and I'm like, yes, this is amazing. This is amazing that we're seeing the Charmer here. But I am slightly concerned about Double Charm still. But I think it might be more likely that there's actually a Swampert in back if he was to come in here with a Clefable. And check this out. Oh, I was wrong. It's actually a Jellicent. And he makes a nice catch on the Aqua Tail. That's actually really significant. He went up to 5 hexes, so I am going to respect it. And he actually Bubble Beam baits me. So really nice bait from our opponent. And the reason I shielded was because I don't think there was really any reason for our opponent to bait. I think, and he actually double baits me, which is pretty crazy. So I'm like, oh, damn, I lose. But I honestly think he could have gone straight Shadow Ball. I think he could have gone straight Shadow Ball and beat me anyway. So I was surprised he baited. But obviously at this point, this is a GG's. Because he had like a move banked on Clefable. So he could go like straight Shadow Ball, Switch, Moonblast, GG's. But he decided to just flex, I guess, with the baits. So a nice job there by our opponent. In against another A-Muck here. This is nice that our Giratina's avoiding this. I guess with Poison Jab, it's probably not that bad of a matchup for Giratina. I go up to Skull Bash. I'm going to throw a Surf. And I'm actually going to throw both Surfs. And my opponent overfarms quite a bit, and their timing wasn't that good. So I shield this because I know my Ice Shard went through, which will KO the Muck. What comes in? It's a Lapras. And this is where it's nice having Skull Bash to do some nice heavy neutral damage. My opponent's throwing a Surf. I know the Surf isn't going to KO. And check out what I do here. Rather than throw the Surf right away, I was not going to throw it because I didn't want to risk me throwing the Surf and my opponent completely farming me down. I do decide to come in here with Gary. He's got so much energy, I figured he'd be tempted to shield this. So that's why I baited with Aqua Tail. Move coming through. I am going to respect an Ice Beam. It is an Ice Beam, so a nice shield there. I go for a Crunch here. I get the Defense Fell, which is nice. Ice Beam here is definitely going to be enough to take me out. Oh, not quite. Oh, but we're in the mirror. We're in the mirror. Oh, God. And now my terrible IV Giratina might make me might cost me here. Shadow Claw's going to outpace us, so I'm committing to the double up. I'm almost at 2. First Dragon Claw coming through. Bang. Second one coming through. And now it's going to be a matter of, will our Dragon Breaths be enough? Oh, not quite. 3 Dragon Breaths? No. We lose as the opposing Lapras had 1 HP. So that's a game where IVs probably mattered. I've got a very high rank Gyarados, but my Giratina does not have very good IVs. If I had a better IV, Giratina Altered, probably would have won that game. All right, on to the next one. Positive lead, and if you run into a Talonflame, that's amazing because your entire team beats Talonflame. I go for a CMP tie here. If he was going to throw the Brave Bird right away, I get a shield. We're lucky that no Incinerate snuck through. Our opponent's timing wasn't the best there. Surf coming through. Get another shield. I sneak in a move. I am going to shield this to make sure I get to my next Surf. I throw right before he... Actually, you know, I probably should have just thrown 1 Ice Shard earlier, to be honest. I wouldn't have had to take that move. And I'm... Oh, God. A Ferrothorn. So once again, I'm just building up a lot. Because I don't want him to, like, take a Surf and farm me down. And I need to keep my Giratina on this. I'm going to force him to reveal Flash Cannon here if he has it. He has it, so now we know. Giratina's tanky enough where it doesn't do a ton. Going for the Shadow Sneak. It's for neutral rather than resisted Dragon Claw damage. Chunks a little bit. Do I shield? I do. And he power whip baits me like, bruh. Oh my gosh. A nice bait. And then he catches, but at least it was a Shadow Sneak he caught with Cress. But this is tricky now. This is tricky. I catch a Moonblast, but I don't know if this is the right play, to be honest. I felt like I had to preserve the health on my Giratina. But he actually gets to a Future Sight, which takes me out, and now I'm like, oh, crap. This is terrible. This is going to be so close. Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak again. I need this to KO. Come on. Boom. Come on. Yes. And we barely Dragon Breath down before the Cresselia got to a Moonblast. So an incredibly close game there. His Ferrothorn must have been really close to a Flash Cannon. The Cresselia was really close to a Moonblast. And we're able to Dragon Breath down just barely for the win. That is it for this video. I had a 5-0 with this team as well. the first time I used it, but unfortunately was not recording at the time. And then I actually after my 5-0, I think I had a total of a 9-game winning streak, and then I accidentally locked in the wrong team. And of course, when I lock in the wrong team, it was Shadow Muck, Shadow Gliscor, Shadow Snorlax. I paired up against King, and King just absolutely wrecked me on his stream. So I feel like that always happens. When I'm just like screwing around, I always get matched up against the streamer, and like 200 people see me get wrecked. But anyway, it's all fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Another shout out to Home Slice Henry. Go give him a follow on YouTube if you're not following him already. He's the one that created this team. And all that said, thank you again for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.